What's going on, guys? Thrash back here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a brand new video where today we're talking some NHL 19. Because that email that comes out every year, that's come out. Apparently this came out a while ago, and I apologize. I totally missed it. I have not seen this until literally last night. I figured I'd make a video on it. We have tons of potential NHL 19 news. Now, I want to point out, this is not 100% confirmed by any means. However, this is an email that EA sends out every year. And just basically highlights what they could potentially be working on the next iteration of NHL. The email came out, someone posted it online, and there's some pretty interesting things in here, so we're going to jump right into it, see what we have, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you guys do, make sure you leave a like on the video, and leave a comment down below, because I'll tell you right now, there is no GM connected in this list. There's no GM connected, so I'm letting you know right now, get your anger out right now before you watch the video, so that way you don't freak on me when I mess up on a couple things, so I know what's going to happen. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about here, and I do have it listed on the side there, is the collision physics. I basically short-formed everything I could here, so that way the video wouldn't be a half hour long, because I do want to get my thoughts on everything as well. But collision physics, big hits, one-on-one battles, and stick collisions. I mean, that should be, we should have that, though. Like, this shouldn't be new, I'm just saying. And then, hits in NHL 3s are bigger and more satisfying. Look, NHL 3s has a bunch of updates, and I don't know if anyone's going to care about any of it. However, the collision physics, hits are going to be bigger, stick collisions, and one-on-one battles, that's great. It should be in the game already, so I don't know why they're really focusing on that, but at least they're working on something. I'm also just going to run down the rest of 3s, because obviously 3s is not a big deal, but there are going to be some people interested in it, so they've overhauled the campaign mode for 3s. You can unlock more things, it's faster unlocks, and you can unlock legends now, that's great. And they're also adding power-ups, so fast skating and heavy shot and small goalie. So it's basically becoming NHL arcade mode, which is what we have with like NHL 13 and 14. If you guys remember that, that's basically what this is becoming. Now, we have some new scouting, which is going to be really interesting for franchise mode. It's been completely overhauled, which is great. It needed to be overhauled. And you can now hire and fire scouts, which is cool. That's awesome. And they have their own thoughts and ideas of what they want to bring to your team and what they think should be drafted in that, so that's great that they're doing stuff like that. And you can also evaluate prospects with a wealth of info. So like, they're going to give you tons of info on each prospect, and it'll help you out making these decisions and whatnot. That's great, that's awesome. Just adds another layer of depth to franchise mode, which is something that is definitely lacking right now. Now we have UGC customization, user-generated content. This is great. This is something that we've been waiting for, and I'm hoping is in Hockey Ultimate Team, because we don't hear a lot of Hockey Ultimate Team in this, so I'm hoping this is part of HUT. I'm really hoping so. But tools to create and share your own custom designs for gear, rinks, uniforms, goalie masks, and more. Or you can browse and select other players' creations. That's awesome. So you're going to be able to upload your own logos and your own jerseys and that, and people are going to be able to download them and put them and use them on their teams. That's sweet, that's awesome, and I'm praying this is going to be for Hockey Ultimate Team and not just for EASHL. Now, this is something I've been talking about for a couple years now, and this is the greatest of all-time teams. 500 NHL legends bring to life the history of the NHL and lets you play with all-time teams. That is wicked. This is something I've been talking about, something I've wanted, and something that like every other game has. Like, they have tons of teams that you can play, and it's weird that NHL doesn't have it. So if we can have something, and hear me out, I'm just gonna say it, I'm a Wings fan. If we have something like the 2002 Red Wings, or something like that, that's got to be the most stacked team of all time, right? Where you had Brett Hull, Luc Robitaille, Steve Yzerman, Brendan Shanahan, Sergei Fedorov, Nick Lidstrom, Chris Chelios. I could keep going. That team was absolutely stacked. If we had that together, that would just be insane that you get to play with that team. And not only that, you can add them to your HUT team and unlock them in 3s. We already mentioned that in 3s, but add them to your HUT team. Does that mean that there's going to be 500 legends in HUT? I don't know. Next up, we're going to be talking about the world of CHEL, and I want to apologize. For whatever reason, I couldn't upload font into my my editor. It just stopped, so I had to start cutting out the images themselves. I apologize for the way it looks. It wouldn't upload. Every image it wouldn't upload. It just stopped. I don't know what the issue is. I'm going to have to play around with it, but I wanted to get this video out. So, the world of CHEL. Play and compete with your creative player in many modes, either offline or online, competitive, recreational, 3-on-3, free-for-all, and more. Where your achievements and progression are linked. This is sweet. This is something that we see in MLB, where you can actually create a player, then use them in their version of Ultimate Team. It's really interesting that we're going to get this, or potentially get this. I don't want to say we definitely are, but getting something like this is awesome. Also, what is free-for-all? That's another thing. That's something else I want to know. That's something I want to hear. What is free-for-all? And also, are we going to get this in HUT? Is this something that we're going to be able to use in Hockey Ultimate Team? That would be really cool, but a great idea coming from EA if this is definitely going to happen. Next up is CHEL Rivalry Challenges. Connect, compare, and compete with friends, whether they're online or offline. Compete with your friends to set records, streaks, take down their high scores, and bring to life every action you take. Now, obviously, it's going to be like, score a goal this fast, and then your friends will be able to see it, and they can try and beat that. Stuff like that, which it is pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see, I don't know, I'd like to see them spend a little bit more time on other things than something like this that people probably won't care about, let's be honest. It's cool, but I don't know if it's going to be used. Alright, next up we have real player movement tech. Again, something that should already be in the game, but more responsiveness, fluidity, and visual fidelity. I swear to God, I struggled with that like 4 times. To skating, shooting, passing, and physics that changes how your game looks, your strategy, and how you play the game. So they're basically doing an overhaul of everything. I mean, that's great, we need it, but hopefully they don't mess around with the game again. Now here's the thing, they haven't made a great NHL game since New Gen. Since PS4 and Xbox One, they haven't made a great game. So hopefully this will help. I don't know if we're going to be getting the Frostbite engine, but we definitely need the engine, so hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Alright, we have CHEL Rank, an achievement tracking system that recognizes your accomplishments and rewards you with unlockable player traits, specializations, and athletic gear to show off your status. This could be EASHL, could be HUT, could be everything, we don't know. It sounds like EASHL, gotta be honest, you know, you get to unlock, it sounds like anyways, you can unlock helmets and sticks and different colors and whatnot, and then celebrations and stuff. It definitely sounds like ESHL, but it could be for everything, we don't know. Alright, next up, real player differentiation. Awesome. This is something we need. Something we desperately need. Each player type will look, feel, and play differently in every area of the ice, with true differentiation across their skating, shooting, deking, and hitting, created by capturing the on-ice performance of actual NHL players. Now, that's awesome, that's great. Again, is this going to be HUT, ESHL only, because it says player type? So I don't know, it's going to be really interesting. If this is going to be for all of NHL, that's amazing, that's something that we've needed. But if it's just EASHL and HUT players are going to play the same like they do now, I don't know how much this is really going to help the game. I mean, obviously ESHL is going to be a big thing, especially with NHL getting into competitive esports and whatnot. That could be a really big deal. But hopefully, we can see this throughout the entire game. Now, I put these two together because it's very interesting to me. New broadcast presentation and new commentators. Now, let me get through the first one here. Cutting-edge presentation package that gives you more insight and interaction than what's possible on TV, and then includes insights into the science of sport. That's great. Awesome. Wonderful. New commentators. A new commentary team that brings you closer to the action than ever before, with a new commentary dynamically updated throughout the year. See, that's great. That's awesome. This sounds like NBA to me. However, I don't see it happening. I do think Doc and Eddie are going to get it one more year. I think I read on Twitter that they're out for... they're out for NHL 20. But we'll see. I mean, they could be out 19. I swore I read that they're out for 2020. We will see. We will see. Very interesting that they're going to be replacing Doc and Eddie at any point. They're obviously partnered with NBC and whatnot. So it's really interesting they're going to be cutting that out. New presentation. That's great. Hopefully we get, you know, player introductions at some point, or we can see player walkouts and stuff like that. That would be wicked. And finally, the most important thing, I think, in this entire thing, be a superstar. Non-linear narrative driven by personal choice and performance for your single Be a Pro player career. With cinematic scenes, compelling stills, narrative audio, text-based decisions, and legendary cameos. This is something that we've been talking about. We need this. We want this so bad. And it could be coming to NHL 19. Now, I've said it multiple times. Do not believe everything on here, and don't think that any of this is true. This is an email EA sent out that could potentially, I need to point that out, potentially bring these to NHL 19. But if this is the case, if all these things come to NHL 19, NHL 19 might be the best NHL game in years. We need, basically, NHL 14 to come back. We need a complete overhaul of the game, and I think that if all these things were added in, it would definitely help. But anyways, guys, that's it for the news. That's it for me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about all these things. I'm really interested to hear your opinion, and hopefully we can have a conversation down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.